Hello, welcome back to Trailer Trash. We got another spooky looking one for you. It's called Hysteria. Let's check it out. What is that mask? Hold on. Like a bird person, maybe? It's interesting choice.
Chief, we found something.
For tonight.
Is that Bruce Campbell? Old Bruce Campbell? Never thought I'd see the day.
Tonight's top story, we go to Happy Hollow, where police are searching for clues.
That is totally Bruce Campbell. I met that guy. He called me scruffy looking. It was a good time.
As to the whereabouts of high school student Ryan Hudson.
Sweetie, do you know that boy?
Yeah, he's in my English class.
The cryptic message left behind has people asking, do you believe in the devil?
You guys heard about Ryan, right?
Yeah?
Well, him being missing for one day has gotten more attention.
I kind of like this. I don't know if I've ever on this series at least talked about how the whole, you know, Stranger Things, that making things look 90s and 80s nostalgia has kind of become sort of old hat and hackneyed and you know, other words of that ilk. But I kind of like this. This is it's almost so absurd to the point of like just completely ridiculous. Sort of like was it Lisa Frankenstein we looked at? Where it was like that idea of 80s teen drama movie, but taken to this ridiculous degree where it's you know, satirizing those types of films. I'm kind of getting that from this, but you know, it's only 41 seconds in the trailer, so who knows.
And me being present my entire life.
So you're jealous of a missing person?
It's rock tradition. The devil has always had the best tunes.
People are scared. You want to exploit that?
We are a heavy metal band. Let's be Satanists. Ooh.
What if Dylan fell into something and we...
So it is like the Satanic Panic back in the day. I was wondering, which is weird because it's called Hysteria, and for some reason I wanted to associate that with the Satanic Panic. I don't think there's a term for that era with the word hysteria in it. I don't think.
Just didn't notice.
Witness pure evil? Seriously?
I mean, it filled the room, didn't it?
I heard 1 out of 5 teens has been in a cult.
There are many things to be afraid of in this town. Who here has heard the rumors about Dylan Campbell?
I think there's something evil here.
The greatest trick the devil played
is convincing people he doesn't exist. That's wait, you can't do that. That's a line from another movie. It's not a real quote. Can you do that? And this is supposed to take place before Usual Suspects, so it's not like he's quoting that movie in the reality of the movie world, right? It's weird.
was convincing the world that he didn't exist.
Evil has taken over this town.
Just because you can't see something doesn't mean it isn't there.
We're going with that sound effect, huh? Let's just hold up. Now that I found the right button for this. Sorry.
Is there any chance that some of the phrases we're using were authentic satanic verses?
We got them from the public library, not a book bound in human flesh.
Yeah, it's one of those cases where the less people talk, the more I like it. Unfortunately. Yeah, it's a series too on Peacock, so I'm not getting Peacock just because Bruce Campbell is doing something and I love that man. But and also it seems like a cool idea. But again, I kind of figured it would be a series because it's just like Stranger Things and that whole, you know, hey, remember the 90s? There it is. I guess that was the 80s, wasn't it? Early 90s? Or at least the Satanic Panic. Maybe this doesn't really have much to do with that. And it's kind of like of that era, or like it's kind of crossing that line of it, but it's not quite that. It's its own thing, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, let's see what the comments have to say. Book bound in human flesh. Nice reference. Oh yeah, I didn't even think Bruce Campbell is in it, and the references are all over the place. I don't think. No, not an Army of Darkness. Evil Dead was around back in that era, I think. Also, I'm just saying that era, that time, but I'm only kind of getting, I mean, from the looks of it, right? You look at some of these shots, like that couch, that sweater, you know, this TV, like this whole shot right here with the TV set and the news and how everything's set up looks like a period piece of like a previous, well, obviously it can't be a period piece of, you know, the future. Stuff like that makes me think, oh, it's supposed to be 90s, 80s. You know, kids and Lettermans. I don't know why that's such a, you know, 90s, 70s, 80s thing, because I guess kids just don't wear Lettermans anymore. It's true, actually. I don't know if kids ever wore Lettermans, but when I was in school, yeah, no, what? Who gives a shit? But you got your references to, well, and also metal music. It's 90s. It's got to be. Pretty sure metal wasn't a thing. Again, I'm not sure. I'm not a historian. God damn it. But yeah, the references are just all over the place. Usual Suspects, Evil Dead. You're gonna have a kid be like, oh, with great power comes great responsibility. Nanu nanu. It's like, references aren't, I mean, I'm one to talk, that's only humor I know, but yeah, references aren't everything. And also you have this really fun concept, and the humor and the satire of it is there just in the filmmaking and the subject matter. You don't need to go another step by having dumb dialogue and everybody being all like, did you just say that, oh girlfriend, you know, kind of bullshit. Just doesn't do it for me. Most of these though, it's Ash, nice Evil Dead reference, Bruce Campbell. There's not a lot again in the comments. What is with these comment sections? They know. People caught on. They're like, I can't comment on trailers anymore because some asshole on YouTube is making fun of us. Oh, but there is this guy, though. This guy saves it because he says, I wrote a space odyssey years ago about a humanity that expand all over the solar system to ultimately frizzle and vanish, called Hysteria D. I then went meditating about to consider a change of throne or an itineration called Prostatia D. Square. I reimagined another saga entirely and forgot about that specific space odyssey. A bit too inspired by Arthur C. Clarke still. Well, thank you for sharing, sir. I mean, I can't really rag on the guy because I did go on a whole rant about a creepypasta about Pee-wee's Playhouse in one video. So, you know, yeah, cool. A space odyssey. Wait, you wrote a space odyssey? Is that a thing? I didn't even consider. For some reason, I was thinking like a music. What do you call those? Like a prog rock theme album. I can't remember what those are called. But you know, they'll do an album, but the whole thing is like there's a story behind the whole album, kind of idea. For some reason, that's what I thought when he said Space Odyssey. But I guess that just means a sci-fi story. Space Odyssey. I don't think you wrote the Space Odyssey. Oh, and that's Arthur C. Clarke. He's the guy who wrote 2001: Space Odyssey. I didn't know that was the guy who wrote 2001: A Space Odyssey. I thought it was Stanley Kubrick. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's it, which is lame. Not a lot to say here. Cool idea, but unfortunately it's a streaming only series, and there's a lot of potential there to make it a cool, compact, in its own space, kind of 2-hour story, and also have it show up in theaters. That would be nice if now and again we got a cool idea for a movie and it came out in theaters and not on some goddamn streaming site. I try at least to go watch a movie in theaters every month, just to keep it alive. Not a lot of people are probably seeing movies anymore, and that's a damn shame, because a lot of movies are better, way better in a theater. I know there's other people there, and which sucks. You don't have your own sound system or your own chair or whatever the fuck, but sometimes the movies are just better in that experience. So that's just me, at least. And also it's an excuse to go see a new movie. I saw the second Beetlejuice. That was fun. That was wild. That movie here. Okay, we'll get Hysteria trailer trash coverage plus Beetlejuice review. I liked it. The end. No, I liked it because it seemed like Tim Burton finally kind of got out of his, I don't know, a rut, I guess I would say. I don't know him personally, but I'm going to start talking like I do now. No, it's just like a lot of his movies are adaptations of stuff, or it's just a movie but with his little visual spin on things, twist, if you will, because he likes the little swirls. Anyway, but no, this seemed like he was just having fun with it. He was just like, fuck it, I do ridiculous, stupid bullshit, and that's your movie, and that's cool. He needs to do that more, because it was just a wild and insane movie, and I believe I've mentioned kind of in that context, we need those kind of movies again, where it's just fun. It's just there to have fun. They're not trying to be serious, not trying to push an agenda, not trying to win awards. Just being silly and having fun and telling a goofy story, and that was very much Beetlejuice. So good on him for that. And also, I think that's the first ever thing with Jenna Ortega in that I've ever watched. So that's a thing. First ever thing in a long time that had Catherine O'Hara in it. Also, the director from Mulholland Drive is the boyfriend, Winona Ryder's boyfriend in it, which I didn't recognize him, but my brother ended up looking it up. I'm like, that's weird. 'Cause there's a reference for you. No, also, I found it very funny that a lot of the story revolves around the dad. And I think I mentioned this when I covered the trailer. The actor who played the dad was a registered sex offender. I'm pretty sure. Went to prison and everything. The Ferris Bueller, Beetlejuice, that actor. And so I was blown away. I mean, not that, when I'm thinking about it, it's just like, well, what's the big deal? He's not actually in it. The actor's not actually in it. I think he died maybe a while ago. But it's funny that a lot of the story, a lot of beats in the story revolve around his character, like photos of him from the movie and all this stuff. People are talking about him a lot. And it's just like, how strange that the actor for that character, and I know there's a difference, it's like the character wasn't a molester or what have you, but the whole time I'm making that association, and I'm like, I'm impressed that they were graceful enough to just allow the character to still exist, even though the actor is, not the most agreeable person in the world. I don't know. I guess you can take that another direction and be like, oh, well, they're all for what he did, so that's why he's in it. But I don't think that's the case. That's a bit of a stretch. So yeah, Beetlejuice. It's a good movie. Trailer for a thing that also looks fun.